What's up, everybody? I'm going to show off a little bit about this ankle assessment that I do to assess ankle mobility. If you've got pretty tight calves like me, this is a great one for you to check out, and then do a couple mobilization exercises afterwards to see how much you improve there. So we're going 5 inches or about a thumbs up right here from the wall right there, keeping that front foot flat on the ground so no heel popping up, and then pushing your knee over your toe. You're trying to see how far you can get forward. Now notice I can barely get over my toes, which isn't great. Ideally you want to be able to get maybe to the wall or close to it. After the results of that 5-inch test, if you weren't able to push your knee very far forward and you felt the blockage on the posterior side, one of the first ways to attack it was with some soft tissue mobilization. Now, a lot of people like to use a foam roller for this. I prefer on the back side to use something like a ball where you can really get in there. So you just find a spot you're tight, spend about 30 seconds or so rolling that spot out. You can mess around with pointing the toe each way, sometimes flexing it with that soft tissue mobilization. Helps get a more dramatic effect and helps a little bit more. So another way to attack these tight calves and stiff ankles is some static stretching here. So here's one of my favorites to loosen up those calves a bit. We're gonna get our front foot elevated on a higher surface like a bench or anything like that, a table, whatever works. We're gonna keep our entire foot flat the whole time. That's very important. Don't let your heel pop up. And then from there, we're just gonna push this front knee over your toe as far forward as possible. And we're gonna hold this static stretch for about 30 or so seconds. You don't wanna go overkill and spend too much time on this. Now, static stretches are great for temporarily increasing your range of motion. And then after this, we can attack our newfound range of motion under load, where we'll be able to make some permanent structural changes. So the next way we can attack these stiff ankles is getting a little bit more dynamic with it. Well, this will be a little bit closer to the start of the exercise, the start of the workout there. These are called descending moonwalks, and it's essentially what it sounds like. So we're going backwards, and we're trying to roll our full foot starting at the toe all the way down to the heel. Really slowly, don't rush these. And then as we start finding that heel more and more, we're gonna lower and lower into it, hence the descending part, and it's kind of like a moonwalk here. Now I can do better if I wanted to, but this is for the ankles. You're low and low and low. Going about 20, 30 yards here on these. All right, so you might be asking why is it important to have, loose mobile ankles here? Part of the reason is in order to get into an appropriate deep squat that's not gonna put any of your other joints under too much pressure, we've gotta have sufficient ankle mobility to push the knee over the toe. So here's a very specific way to work on that deep squat with a little counterbalance here. Nothing crazy heavy, this is only about 15 pounds. So we're gonna hold it straight out, sit down in that deep squat, as deep as you can go with the neutral spine. And then from there, you're just gonna work back and forth, ankle to ankle, pushing that knee forward there. Holding it for about 30 seconds, kind of rocking back and forth, getting some motion, but not too much there. All right, so another way to attack these stiff ankles is to actually actively work through this range of motion and activate the entire calf muscle. So we're not gonna load up these calf raises by any means, just trying to focus on nice time under tension, go nice and slow, and trying also not to fall on the freaking dog behind you. Do about 30 of these, nice and slow, 2 sets is sufficient there. All right, so here's a continuation of kind of dynamically working through that range of motion with the calves. These are just some banded plantar flexions. We're gonna hit about 20 of these, again, nice and slow each foot. And then following this portion, we're going to go and retest that 5-inch test. What's up, Mage? You helping? Thank you. So with any sort of assessment, you should always have a test and retest process. You do the initial test to find out where your range of motion lies, do a couple corrective exercises, whether it's foam rolling or stretching or dynamic work, and then you want to retest though to see if it actually works, because otherwise what's the point and how do you know? So we're going to go ahead and hit that 5-inch test again now that I've hit all those. So again, another thumbs up right here, front toe to the wall, and you're going to see how much further you can go. Get a little bit more over that toe right there. So then it might have worked a little bit. So this is something that I can consistently keep doing on leg days or whenever I might need to be able to squat. Party trick time. Gym party tricks. You gotta have a couple in the back. Here's Michelle's. You got the splits there. Mage, what do you got?
The other side doesn't go as far.
Let's see. You got the other side too? Oh, she got the other side too. What do you think, Mage? Score? I'll give it like a 7 out of 10 for that one.
Pick it up.
Kettlebell deadlift, Major. You got it. New 1 rep max
this
attempt.
Is a pretty cool picture anyway.
You can do it. Grip and rip, Mage. Grip and rip.
Hey, pick up now. Don't chew on it.
Quit messing around, dude. Pick it up. New Max.
Yeah, no.
That's not happening. It's not happening. Alright, we good?